Hello and welcome to LFC TV's Premier League review show here on YouTube. If you are enjoying the content, please make sure to subscribe for even more. Let's start with that Trent free kick then. It's just world class.
This is absolutely magnificent. What you have to do is just watch and admire it. How far out was it? You can see as he hits it there, 24 yards. There we go, 24 yards out. He's got it up and down over the wall and the goalkeeper can't get across there. It's absolutely brilliant. We mentioned about the wall a little bit earlier on, and here we go. So as he gets it up and down over the wall, now they are jumping, but they've not jumped early. So they're not at the full height of what they perhaps could jump. And he manages to get it up and down over them, 2 of the 3, and that's where it hits the back of the net, right in the top corner. The next angle shows you just how close it is to the crossbar. They've got it up and down over the wall. Goalie's at full stretch. That is creeping just underneath the crossbar. No goalie in world football can save that. That is how good that free kick is. It was a world-class moment in the first half to score the opening goal. Great to see him back. He got denied at Anfield with one. Remember the one at Anfield? It went down as an own goal. No denying in that one.
That's just that repetition as well, isn't it? The stuff that he does every single day in training that sometimes will come off in a match day situation like that.
Yeah. I mean, he may not get too many of them in a season, but he's always practicing on the training ground. So when it comes around, he can deliver. And boy, did he deliver there.
We're going to see a milestone goal a little bit later on for Diogo Jota. It's almost a milestone free kick as well for Trent Alexander-Arnold, who moves up in the charts of most free kick goals.
Yep, he's catching Ian Hart up there, and that's just defenders. So if you're thinking about for Liverpool in the Premier League, Steven Gerrard and Jamie Redknapp have scored more direct free kicks than Trent. At the moment, Trent could catch them in the Premier League. Jamie Redknapp's got 8. Steven Gerrard has got 7, so there you go. Redknapp's got more than Steven Gerrard for free kick. So Trent may well surpass them. What is he, just 4 behind Ian Hart at the moment?
Let's take a look then at clean sheets, and we obviously were desperate for Liverpool to go in at the break at 1-0 up, but it was a bad time to concede the goal. Yeah,
they never really looked like scoring, did they, Fulham, in that first half? And you're thinking, just see it out till half-time. We've got that advantage. And they didn't have to work too hard for that equalising goal. I think that's what's frustrating about it. We show you the build-up here where trying to get the ball out of our own half, we struggled to do so. Endo as the shield, that defensive midfield play. He's outnumbered. He's trying to shield the ball going into the centre forward, but there's 2 players around him in that moment. I think it's Muniz who ends up winning it. Now look where the space is for Fulham. They've got the space out on that left-hand side, and in particular for Robinson, the left full-back, who can deliver a decent ball. So he's got space, he's got time, and he can get the ball out of his feet and deliver that quality. Now there's an overload at the far post. Look at this. There's 3v2 at the far post. You've got Virgil van Dijk there. You've got Andy Robertson there as well. And you're thinking, we're going to have to win this header, which we don't. There's a claim for a penalty. There's no way that's a penalty. Never going to be given. We clear it to the edge of the penalty area, and you're thinking a little bit like, was it the Palace goal last week? Thinking, how's he got so much space inside the penalty area? That's the right fullback, Castagna, for Fulham. And he tucks it away in the corner with a slight deflection, which we'll show you shortly. Well, how does Castagna get space? Because when the ball comes back from Iwobi, it's Castagna who's anticipating. Gakpo, who's got back defensively, just doesn't see the movement from Castagna inside, and he anticipates it, and it falls really nicely for him, doesn't it? Falls nicely for Castagna. Gets away from the Robertson challenge, but it actually hits Alisson. Look at that. Hits Alisson's knee, and I reckon Endo on the line may well have cleared that. But in the end, Alisson's trying to make himself big, trying to get the save, and it just comes off his knee into the corner of the net. And that was a big blow to concede right on the stroke of half-time after what had been a decent first half.
It's the very basis of everything you do, clean sheets, and Liverpool just haven't kept enough of them, have they, in this year?
Yeah, I mean, it's been spoken about. Only 2 league clean sheets in 2024, so hopefully certainly a couple more between now and the end of the season.
He was really impressed with the second half, Jurgen Klopp, and we needed that goal soon into the second half. Ryan Gravenberch coming in for a rare opportunity in his first Premier League goal.
Yeah, lovely goal. Yeah, really good goal. I think what you would say is the lads responded at the start of that second half, took complete control of the game and looked the most likely to go on and get that next goal. Fulham never really got into the game in that second half. It's a great finish, but let's give credit to Harvey Elliott. Fulham was trying to break away in the counter-attack, and Harvey Elliott recognises that. He thinks, I've got to sprint back to stop that ball going out to the left wing. He does it brilliantly. Look at this. Here we go. Ball's going out from Iwobi, gets back, intercepts it. And what I like about this from Ryan Gravenberch, and I think that's maybe why he's a little bit different, some players would think, I'll come and get a touch of the ball. I'll come deep, safe, not really hurting the opposition. Gravenberch doesn't. He goes into an area which then becomes a problem for Fulham. He's gone in between the lines, nice and positive, And now that's a really hard one to defend against. Great position from Gravenberch. Harvey Elliott, credit to him. Communication as well, so important. He's telling Endo, get out of the way. I'll deal with this. So Harvey Elliott takes control of it, and that's why he gets his assist. There's the space in between the lines with Gravenberch. Good movement from Liverpool's attacking players, just to take those Fulham defenders away slightly, just to give them that little bit of space in between the lines. Good touch. We mentioned about the movement of the attacking players. It takes the Fulham defenders away, but it also gives Gravenberch a decision to make. Does he pass it to one of them? He may think, I don't fancy this. I may try and play that ball into one of the attacking players. He takes responsibility and his decision's right, because he puts the ball in the back of the net and he doesn't have to find one of those attacking players. Virgil knew it was going in before everybody else. You see him celebrating here, big Virgil on the halfway line. He knew that his fellow countryman, the Dutchman, was going to stick it away for his first Premier League goal. Goalie's full stretched, a little bit like Trent's. He's getting absolutely nowhere near it. And we often say, sometimes you need that little bit of luck when it comes back off the post. And rather than it hitting the post and coming out, here we go, hits the inside of the post and back of the net. And we'll pause it as it hits the post. It's one of those. Want it to hit the back of the net rather than coming out. And it did for Ryan Gravenberch. Brilliant.
It shows perhaps how good a shape this squad is for the next manager as well, doesn't it? It's been almost 10 years since a player aged 21 or younger has assisted and scored a goal in the same Premier League game.
Yeah. I mean, there's a real youthful feel about Liverpool at the moment. Two very young players who have contributed a great deal. Certainly Harvey Elliott, again, impressive there with his first start for a while, and Gravenberch with a goal.
Nervy 2-1, isn't it? It's always a dangerous scoreline. 3-1 made it feel an awful lot more comfortable for us watching at home. Yeah,
I was sat there thinking, get a third. And I'm sure a lot of Liverpool fans were thinking, only because of what's happened recently, we haven't got thirds in games and the opposition have punished us. Again, Gravenberch's involved for this one, playing the ball in between the lines. It's Cody Gakpo who's offering that movement from the left-hand side. And it's hard to defend against in those sort of areas. Yeah, he gets a little bit of luck. It ricochets off the defender. But he recognises Jota's making a decent run. I'm going to play him into the space. And as we know, Jota, he knows how to finish. And that's exactly what he does there. So the movement's key. It has to be for Jota. He's bending that run and saying, play it in the space. I'll beat the defender and I'll be able to get my shot away at goal. It's a tight offside call, which we will come back to. But this touch is key. Now, a lot of attacking players in that position, you've got the goalkeeper to think about, you've got the recovering defender to think about. You've got to get the touch away from both to then get your shot away. And Jota does it brilliantly. Just sort of takes it on an angle to make sure he's the one shooting and not a block and not a save. Goes across the goalkeeper. There could be a tap in at the far post. Could even fall to a Fulham defender. But he goes across the goalkeeper, which is the right thing to do, into the corner. And yeah, that felt like it took the game away from Fulham at this point. So here we go. You can see Gakpo involved. Lovely little assist from him. The movement's really good from Jota, but we speak about going across the goalkeeper and he keeps it hard and low. Rather than it being a nice height for the goalkeeper, to get down low, it makes it a little bit harder for the goalkeeper to save it. He does get a hand to it. Here you go. Here's the tight offside for you. Took ages. It took too long. You're thinking they're trying to find a reason to disallow this goal. It looked tight. Got the lines out, didn't he? And you're never really sure what they're going to go with. In the end, the benefit of the doubt has gone to the striker. We had one a few weeks ago where it didn't. It was nice to get one in our favour there. Jota timed his run beautifully, but well done to Cody Gakpo with that pass in behind. And I think a lot of people have said, and I felt the same, always fancied Jota to score in that position. You know, when he's bearing down on the goalkeeper, he knows how to finish in those sort of areas. Hard and low, goalkeeper gets a hand to it, but as we said, it's hard for him to get a strong hand to it, to keep it out. And that was great to see it go in, and VAR to say he is onside, 3-1.
The best strikers, he didn't look up once until he'd actually taken the shot, as to always knows where the goal is. This is an average now per 90 minutes of a goal every 115 minutes. Sometimes a Premier League game can last that long now.
Yeah. And what's interesting is he's the best in the Premier League this season for minutes per non-penalty goal. So Jota's not had a penalty this season. The other players on the list haven't. And there you go, minutes per non-penalty goal. Chris Wood's up there, Luton centre forward, Adebayo, Isak and Haaland. And we'll move it on as well, because it's not just that. It's best minutes per non-penalty goal involvement. And you can see there's only De Bruyne ahead of Jota at the moment. Elise third on that list. So it just shows you how influential he is at not having the penalties, but still contributing so much in that sort of time frame.
Gakpo featured an awful lot in the clips that you just showed there. He looks like he's back to full confidence again, and he was involved in everything positive about Liverpool yesterday.
Yeah, I thought he was absolutely outstanding, I have to say. His all-round team performance. He hasn't started in the Premier League since Nottingham Forest away. He started in a few of the European games, but it's not just going forward. Look at this. This is your attacking left-sided player, Cody Gakpo, putting in a shift to help his left full-back out. Doesn't foul him, works hard, wins the ball back. That's invaluable, it really is. I mean, we're worried about the counter-attack from the opposition, and he did his defensive side of things really well. He can turn defence into attack very quickly. You can see that the players getting forward, giving him that support. Really good dribbling, driving with the ball. A couple of options. Difficult pass, as Fulham had a few players back themselves. Elected to go to Trent. Nothing came from it in the end, but yeah, good driving there. And again, defensively, it's so important not to switch off, to stay concentrated, which he did. He's then in a position to intercept the ball in his own box, and then we can go at Fulham. So I thought that was really, really good. Here we go, 10 minutes into the second half. Gakpo on the left-hand side, too good for the Fulham defenders. Wanting to make something happen. A little bit of link-up play here with Andy Robertson on the left-hand side. And again here, going past a couple of challenges from Fulham, getting into a decent area, laying the ball off. So for me, yeah, I thought Cody Gakpo was really impressive.
Let's take a look at his heat map then.
Yeah, well, he was more out on that left-hand side, and that's where a lot of his good work was. Towards the halfway line, so he's quite happy and comfortable to come deep at times, and also in and around that Fulham penalty area. So he actually covered 9.2 kilometres and 16 sprints in the game as well. That was a real decent shift from Cody Gakpo.
And overall his stats impressive as well, right across the board.
Yeah, well there you go. Here's all the first. Look at the first rank for Cody Gakpo for the stats. Passes in the final third the most. Possession won, something you find from maybe midfield players, but he was getting back and doing that really well. Shots, he had the most in the game. Interceptions, dribbles, chances created. It really was an all-round top performance from Cody Gakpo.
Thank you to you at home for watching. We are back with hopefully another review show where we are nice and happy again after winning the Merseyside derby. Plenty of twists and turns potentially still to come in this Premier League race. We'll be holding on with the white knuckles. Neil, thank you for that. Thank you to you at home for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.